Hey everyone, welcome back. If it's your first time here, just plain welcome. So what is woke? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. But the term woke's been around for a few years now. It comes up all the time. But now I'm starting to see a lot of people try to tell us what it really means. And I of course, use the quotes here because we're going to get into that. But it's not what they say. It's just not. The way the term is generally applied is for really left-leaning, identity politics-laden ideologies. People who focus so much on race or sex or, whatever, attribute you want to name. These are the people we tend to think of as woke. And that's just the bare minimum. There's so much that goes into it that the term is used as a pejorative. We don't, nobody says, hey, you're woke, and it actually may be a good thing. At least not in the way most people use it. The thing is, now we've got a bunch of people who are trying to reframe it. They're trying to present it. Like I said a little bit ago, they're trying to make it seem like it's something very innocuous. And I've got some videos that kind of get into that. I'm going to start with probably the most famous person of the two examples I've downloaded. This one is easily one of the most well-known names, and it's Jane Fonda. And Jane Fonda has quite the acting resume. She's got a long history in activism. And I mean, she's never done anything that would possibly bring embarrassment or make her reviled by millions and millions of Americans. Nope, can't think of anything. But with that resume, clearly she's someone we should trust on this issue. So here's what she recently said in front of, God and everybody on purpose.
Make no mistake, empathy is not weak or woke. And by the way, woke just means you give a damn about other people.
So woke just means that you give a damn, but it doesn't mean empathy, which is part of, giving a damn. Hollywood logic. What can you do? These are the same people who think you switch a safety off of a revolver. Yeah, but that's just Jane Fonda's take. And while obviously she's never made any bad decisions ever in her entire life, let's see what somebody else has to say. This is one my wife sent me off of Instagram that I found very interesting. This video actually does go into the history of the term woke, and if that's accurate, and I don't know that it's not, it's interesting. I found it interesting as a history buff. But then she gets into what it means today, and that's the part I want to focus on right now. Let's play that and follow along with me.
Woke is an adjective that describes being aware of the reality of racial oppression and other social justice issues. Woke is really not a bad thing unless you have some insidious reason for not wanting people to be aware of oppression.
Well, geez, that sounds pretty good too. I mean, being aware of social justice problems, I mean, there's really nothing to be upset about there, is there? Well, the problem is both this individual and Jane Fonda are engaging in something called a Motte and Bailey fallacy. Basically, the term comes from a type of medieval castle where there was like a large courtyard out front that was surrounded by a fence, and that was the Motte. And that's where most things took place. People did day-to-day activities, things like that. And then the Bailey was an inner keep. It was a much on a higher place. It was harder to get to. It was a lot more defensible. A Motte and Bailey fallacy is basically where somebody uses two different ideas. One that is pretty controversial, and that's the Motte, right? But then when you go to attack it, they retreat into the Bailey, which is a much more defensible position, right? In this case, the very defensible position is, hey, being woke is just giving a damn, or it's just being aware of social justice issues. The fact that these two people cannot actually, these two definitions don't necessarily line up, kind of tells you all you need to know about it. But hey, we're going to get into more. But if the Bailey is the basic idea of justice and equality, caring about others, what is the Motte? Well, the Motte is things like this.
Violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing cross.
That's the Black Lives Matter riot back in 2020. You remember the Summer of Love, when the pandemic was going on so rampant. The pandemic was raging, and we couldn't go to work, we couldn't go to school, we had to wear masks in the grocery store. There was a lot of places we couldn't go, but all that went out the window because social justice was more important than, a deadly disease. Apparently, you could not catch COVID at a protest. Who knew? These riots happened all over the country. Pretty much every major city had a riot. All over a case of police brutality that took place in Minneapolis that no one was really excusing at the time. There's a lot of people that have taken issue with George Floyd since then, but at the time, pretty much everyone was looking at this going, yeah, this shouldn't have happened. And yet every major city caught on fire pretty much. That was part of the work. But 2020 wasn't the only time this happened. Back in 2014, Milo Yiannopoulos, who is just not a great person, but he was scheduled to speak at Berkeley. Right. You're going to have Milo at Berkeley, which was just freaking hysterical. And there was another riot.
4 people are now suing. They say they were attacked in rioting sparked by UC Berkeley appearance by Milo Yiannopoulos. They claim that the university and the city of Berkeley failed to protect people trying to attend the right-wing commentators event last February.
People got hurt. Lawsuits were filed because of it. But at the end of the day, Milo was not able to speak because the woke had to try to silence him. And I'll get to that in a minute. But here's something else as a matter of what being woke is, the mot of the woke argument. This is Riley Gaines, what she dealt with at San Francisco State University not that long ago. She was ambushed, she was assaulted, all because she had the nerve to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't let people who were born male compete in women's sports because there's an unfair biological advantage that puts them head and shoulders above the average woman every time. Now, these are just a few graphic images, but the woke's more than that. It is also cancel culture, where the people roll in and start trying to destroy lives. They face losing their jobs, losing, out on their ability to support their family. They get, alienated from their communities because they have political opinions someone doesn't like. They get labeled as things like Nazis and, racist. It's the idea of pressuring people to cut off family, of accepting people cutting off family over a political disagreement that otherwise doesn't impact the family dynamics. It's telling people that you need to be a leftist activist or you're a terrible human being. For example, saying it's not enough to be not racist, you have to be anti-racist, which is an activist position in and of itself. Woke is also trying to pass laws that keep parents out of the decision-making loop about things that affect their child, especially on issues like gender identity and gender-affirming care. Perhaps worse is when woke is trying to normalize this concept of minor attracted persons, known colloquially here on YouTube as PDF files, that I like to call wood chipper food. Woke is a lot of things, but it's not just giving a damn or, an awareness of social justice issues. It comes with a lot of baggage based on the idea that you are morally superior to everybody who disagrees with you, and it is your duty to destroy them. When you take this idea that these people are no longer human, they have forfeited their humanity by virtue of not holding the opinions you think they should have, you can justify a lot of things. But the truth is, it's not just giving a damn, because giving a damn isn't exactly controversial. You can give a damn about trans people without wanting to destroy someone for disagreeing. You can be aware of social justice issues with race without burning down entire cities that had nothing to do with a police brutality death. See, when they try to tell you what woke is, it's gaslighting. They're trying to convince you that everything you think you know is wrong. Woke isn't what they claim it is what you can see that it is. Plain and simple, you can't make that go away, no matter how many videos you post on the internet claiming otherwise. Taking issue with the term woke isn't insidious as the Instagram video tried to claim. It's simply being aware of what people are doing in the name of a woke ideology. But that's just my take. What do you think? I want to know what's on your mind about this topic. What do you think woke actually is? Go down in the comments, tell me what you think. While you're down there, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and understand that while I want everyone to agree with me, you don't have to, and I do want to hear contrary opinions. Tell me why I'm wrong about woke. If I've missed something, let me know down in the comments. And on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, but I will see you all in the next video.